college thing, did you get a graduate degree, or were you saying that's what you did not do?
No, I got my master's degree from New York University.
Yeah.
From the Center for Religion and Media.
But what was the program you were talking about?
Well, I got accepted, so at the end of my master's degree, I applied to PhD programs. Mm-hmm. And there's basically 2 tracks you can do. Especially, like, I wanted to study new religious movements,
mm-hmm.
Colloquially cults.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done some work on Scientology, and that's my claim to fame in that particular world. And so I applied to PhD programs, and I got into Florida State University, which is I don't want to disparage that program. I hear it's very good. But the offer that they made to me was essentially, like the letter that they wrote was like, yeah, you're a good scholar, we want to support your work, blah, blah, blah. But then there was 3 paragraphs of, here's what you need to do for us, because we let you in. And it was essentially, we're going to give you a tiny amount of money, like so little money that you'll have to get a job at Burger King to pay your rent. Mm-hmm. And you have to work full-time as a teaching assistant for free, teaching, undergraduate level religion courses. Which, like, this is not unique to Florida State. This is how academia functions, especially like at the graduate level. They produce too many graduate level degrees. There's not enough positions to employ them, not close to enough. And because the competition is so fierce, they use the graduate students as an unpaid labor force. It's kind of like college football, except nobody gives a shit, and they don't televise it. There's other problems with academia, but it was like, the deal that I got offered was, do you want to live in pure hell? Do you want to live an embarrassing slave life forever in exchange for not security or a position of respect in society, but the promise of security and a position of respect in society? Which, knowing a lot of people that have gone through these degree programs, it remains a promise for years and years and years. Like, especially big universities, like places like NYU, or the University of Texas, which I also have some knowledge of. They pretty much exist as daycare centers for young people that they're not qualified to do anything. There's not really anything for them to do, and so you just park them in this place for 4 years. That you can't really fail them.
Daycare centers, I like that.
Yeah. Well, it's also night care centers, because it's like if you go to a place like is it Penn State, and actually any of these big schools, they have like buses that'll take you around to the frat parties, so you can go get blackout drunk. It's like you can go be an 18-year-old girl getting blackout drunk at frat parties, and the school will pick you up and will hold your hair while you puke. And like, the idea of going to college is like, you're going to be trained, you're going to get you're going to be uniquely suited after this experience to like perform in the world. And I don't necessarily mean that you're going to get a high-paying job, because that's not like necessarily the guarantee of education, but you're at least going to have like an ability to interact with society. But like 4 years of college these days, I think it actually retards your ability to interact with society.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember I was at a conference once. I was at the AAR SBL conference, the American Academy of Religion and the Society for Biblical Literature conference. This was in Baltimore. This was a few years ago. And I went to a session that was called something like, the postgraduate job market. And it was just all these, like, there was one lady who introduced herself as a union organizer, and then there was adjunct faculty members, young people, PhDs, postdocs, people who have their PhD, but they're still working in the department, just kind of doing nothing. Like, and everybody's story was, I'm And so you go around, this is like a 3-hour long session of there's no future, there's no future, there's no future. And it's like, but these are all like, these are nice people. They listen to a lot of NPR, so like they don't really have the capacity to feel panic because they just like I was saying this earlier today, like NPR, that whole culture, the like good citizen, taxpayer, everything's fine culture. It's like the sound that they play in the slaughterhouse to keep the cows from bolting before they hit you with the pneumatic hammer.
Yeah.
And so like they're not really capable of panicking, but they're like,
well, that's one of those things that when they scientifically have studied the difference in brain between liberals and conservatives. I mean, self-identifying liberals and self-identifying conservatives.
right.
The conservatives tend to have more of a not tend to, they're strongly more of a danger instinct and a self-preservation instinct, and that whatever it is, that primal response to danger. And liberals don't tend to have that. So that's what that reminds me of, that everything is fine crew.
But like they know it isn't. I mean, when I was in this session,
I don't know if that's true though. I don't know if they do know it isn't.
Well, at least in regards to this specific micro example of the people talking about like what's my future in academia, they all kind of came to the conclusion there is no future. They're getting rid of tenured positions in general, and the current tenured professors are not helping anybody out. Like the best case scenario is you're going to be an adjunct and you're going to move from school to school teaching undergraduate level courses where you're not allowed to fail anybody because that's not your role anymore. Like basically being I don't even know if you need to be licensed to be in a daycare center, but like you're the college equivalent of you're a young adult sheep herd. You're a nanny. Yes, you're a nanny. And you have no, like, if you got into this game because you wanted to like contribute to the body of human knowledge, it's like, okay, so well, just to finish up this thing, it's like all these people were sitting around acknowledging like, I have no future, I don't know what the I'm gonna do, I am completely at the mercy of this giant system that does not give a shit about me. And then the response was the woman who introduced herself as a union organizer got up and handed out business cards at the end and was like, well, get in touch with me if you ever want to create an additional layer of bureaucracy that will you. And everybody was like, oh yeah, thanks, yeah, right. they put it in their folder, and they like I assume that a lot of them did what I did after that. Is like I went to a 7-Eleven and I got a 7-Eleven pizza and I locked myself in my hotel room, and I was like, what the am I doing? What have I done with my life? Like, I owe so much money to the federal government in exchange for this lesson that I'm imparting to all of you right now.
In exchange for this beating, this life beating. You still owe money?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. How much?
Like, the interest has been compounding. I honestly don't even check.
No. Man.
But like, I don't like I was saying, there's other ways to live. Yeah. There's other worlds.
Yeah. There's other worlds out there, man.
There really are. Like, and this is something sure. Like this is why I love the internet right now, because everybody is starting to realize, like, my parents me. Sometimes literally.
God.
The government me, the education system me, my job me.
Sometimes literally.
And like all of these people that claim, like, anybody who comes to you with this rap of like, you're so special, you're the best guy, you're a superstar, you're gonna change the world in your Honda Element, you're gonna change the world. Like, I think people are starting to realize that it's like, not only are these people like jagoffs, but they're dangerous. Like, they're trying to kill you. They hate you. And then, so all these people on the internet now, they're starting to just get together and build alternate systems of living.